back. So anyway, we have pretty good attendance for the summer. So we're going to start off. Gilbert's going to go through the announcement we need to do for every meeting. Go ahead, Gilbert.
We don't have a quorum yet.
Yes. No. We're not going to do roll call for a couple of minutes, but you can go ahead with the advertisement.
Correct. I want to start off, this is the Title VI notice to the public. Pima County Department of Transportation hereby gives to assure full compliance with Title VI of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, the Civil Rights Restoration Act of 1987, and all related statutes and regulations in its programs and activities. Title VI requires that no person shall, on the grounds of race, color, sex, national origin, age, or disability, be excluded from the participation in, be denied the benefits of, or be otherwise subjected to discrimination under any federal aid highway program or other activity for which Pima County receives federal financial assistance. Any person who believes his or her Title VI protection has been violated may file a complaint. Any such complaint must be in writing and filed with the Pima County Transportation Department's Title VI coordinator within 180 days following the date of the alleged discriminatory occurrence. Title VI discrimination complaint forms may be obtained from the Pima County Transportation Department by contacting Katrina Noble, our Title VI coordinator, with their contact information on the screen.
Okay, thank you, Gilbert. And with that, I think we can do the pledge before the roll call. We all stand, please, for the pledge. Tom Bresney is going to lead us in the pledge. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, thank you all. We do have some people online. Whether we have a quorum or not will be determined very briefly. So, Gilbert, you want to go ahead and do the roll call?
Yes. John Winchester. Albert Lenskis. Dan Ekstrom. Melissa Brown Dominguez. Kendall Elmer. Charlene Robinson. Lucretia Freed.
She is present.
She's there.
Can we check, make sure we can hear them?
Tom Beresny. Here. Frank Santa Cruz. Ed Verberg.
Present.
John Bernal. I'm not muted. Tom McGovern.
Here.
Ramon Valadez. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. This is Melissa Brown Dominguez. I wasn't sure if I heard my name yet or not. Sorry, just got on the call.
Thank you.
Gilbert, can you review who you recorded as present on the meeting?
Yes, I have Melissa Brown Dominguez, Lucretia Free, Tom Berezny, Ed Verberg, Tom McGovern.
So, Annabelle, do we need 2 more for quorum? 7, so we just need 1 more.
Okay, Charlene Robinson, are you there?
I'm here, sorry, I couldn't get it to work at first.
Okay. John Burnell.
Yeah, so we have 8. Okay, so we can proceed with business. Also, I understand Supervisor Christie is joining us. We welcome your input, your comments at any time. If you have questions or observations, please let us know as we go along. And thank you for joining us. With that, we'll go to the minutes of the last meeting, and I wanted to compliment Gilbert on an excellent job on the minutes. Certainly, if there are any comments, we welcome them now. Hearing none, may I hear a motion in favor of adopting the minutes?
So moved.
Okay, Tom, is there a second?
Second.
Okay, thank you, Tom. So it's been moved and seconded. All in favor of approving the minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Excellent. The minutes are approved. Okay, we're going into topic number 4, road repair update. So Jason, we welcome you.
All right. Thank you, Chair Verberg, and members of the committee, members of the public. Pima County is happy to present this update to our fiscal year 22 and 23 pavement program. Just starting with fiscal year 22. Hey, Gilbert, is the clicker working? There we go. All right, so starting with the fiscal 22 program, recently completed is the Countryside subdivision project on 916. And then ongoing right now is the Summer Haven project. It is rapidly nearing completion. They are about I think this week, looks like substantial completion is expected by the end of the month. So that project is wrapping down very quickly. Paving work still ongoing and utility adjustments will be following shortly after. So with that being said, let's get into the fiscal 23 program. Just a reminder of the map. You can go on our website and find all the roads for this fiscal year listed on there and check on the status of where they're at. So getting into some photos, because I know we love looking at photos, and this is from the Green Valley curb ramp from the ADA job that's going on currently. We have some photos of kind of the whole process. So the top right, we have the forms getting set for the ramp to go in. On the bottom, we have the actual concrete that has just been laid, and you can kind of even see the finishing tool over there in the shadow on the right of it. And then on the top left is a completed ramp with the asphalt patch that has been put back afterward. So you kind of see the whole life process of that work. Moving into some paving photos. So this is from our central and southwest job that's currently going on. On the top left, that is a picture of the paving activity on Drexel Road. And on the bottom right, that is a just finished paving photo of Summit Street. So talking about the projects that are in construction right now, we have several projects in construction. Paving-wise, we have the Green Valley paving project, as well as Central and Southwest. Both of those just began here in the last couple weeks. They had their notice to proceed on September 12th. Green Valley, they're doing utility adjustments currently, and paving is scheduled to start here toward the end of this week. And Central Southwest, paving is currently ongoing, as you saw with the photos. And then there'll be striping and utility adjustments following the paving at each location. For curb ramps, we have 5 curb ramp jobs that are ongoing right now. Green Valley is currently going. It is scheduled to be completed here by the end of the week. Ongoing and rapidly. Camino Verde is also ongoing and rapidly moving toward completion. And then we have the Meadowbrook North Point Terrace curb ramp job, which is, they've completed the North Point Terrace neighborhood already. Then we have the Linda Vista Bridalwood Moondance job and Heritage Hills jobs, which both started yesterday with their ramp work. So talking about some upcoming projects that we've got, this is our 6th curb ramp job. This has been awarded already. This is the Encanto Canyon, Skyline Bel Air, Alvernon curb ramp job. It should be starting here in the next few weeks and needs to be completed by the end of October. It's a fairly small job, so it should go fairly smooth. Moving on to the Pitcher Rocks Mill and Pave job. This job has been awarded to ISX Construction. The low bid was $3.4 million, and the engineer's estimate was $3 to $4 million. The completion date for it is December 31st, and it is getting ready to begin here in the beginning of next week. First week of October, it will be beginning. Right along with that is our Northwest Mill and Pave job. This was also awarded to ISX Construction. The low bid for that job was $4.67 million, and its completion date is also the end of December of this year, and it will be starting sometime in early November, following after Pitcher Rocks. The next job to talk about, this is Catalina Foothills North. This area is generally west of Sabino Canyon, east of Campbell, and north of Snyder. This project was awarded to Granite Construction. The low bid was $5.47 million, and the completion date on this job is the end of February of 2023. Next job to talk about, this is the Tanca Verde Mill and Pave project. This is generally everything east of Sabino Creek. It was the apparent low bidder on this job is Southern Arizona Paving, and the low bid was $6.97 million. The completion date is April 15th of 2023. Continuing on to talk about, this is the Tucson Mountains Mill and Pave. This is a JOC. The contractor selected was Southern Arizona Paving. The low bid for that job was $1.46 million, and this is generally north of Speedway, south of Goree, and west of Silver Bell, kind of in that, the foothills of the Tucson Mountains there. Continue to move on, another job to talk about. This is the Catalina Mill and Pave. This is up generally to the east of Oracle Highway in the town of Catalina area. This was awarded to Granite Construction. The low bid was $1.22 million, and it has a completion date of the end of December of this year. Throwing more projects at you guys. Here's another one. This is Catalina Foothills East. This area is generally west of Sabino Creek, south of Snyder, north of Tanca Verde, and east of Craycroft. So that kind of gives you an idea of where that's at. The completion date on this is April 15th of 2023. And to add to that slide, because after this slide was put together, we actually did have that bid opening. So the apparent low bidder was Southern Arizona Paving at $4.98 million. So that is exciting. That job went as well. This is another job, the Southeast Mill and Pave JOC. So this is out to bid right now. The bid opening is the 6th of October. The engineer's estimate is $1.4 to $1.5 million, and the completion date on it is March 31st of 2023. Catalina Foothills West, this is the last job to talk about, the area for this meeting. And this is the area generally from Campbell Avenue to the west, south of McGee River to the north, and east of La Cañada. So that kind of gives you an idea of where that's at. This is in the package preparation stage right now, so we don't have a date set for the bid opening. That'll be coming very soon. And the completion date on that is May 31st of 2023. So we've talked about a lot of jobs. So kind of talking about where we're at by the numbers then. So all of our curb ramp jobs are advertised and awarded at this point. And there's one left to begin construction, and it will be starting construction here in the next couple weeks. So that's exciting, and we're quickly moving through the award phase for a lot of our arterial collectors and local roads as well. Just a reminder that, like we talked about earlier, you can view the status of any of our road projects on our road repair and preservation project map. There's the link below there as well. And that can take you to see everything we've done in the past years as well as what's coming up this year. So with that, we will take any questions.
Mr. Tom?
Thanks, Mr. Chair. Jason,
Yes.
just great to see that we're getting these packages out to bid and awarded so early in the fiscal year versus in years past where we're backing up on June 30th and not getting everything completed by then. So, great. Notice that these bids are coming in lower than the max engineer estimate, unlike last year where they were coming in above. Is there anything that can be attributed to that, or, or more bidders, or what?
So on our hard bids, we did get, so there's a new contractor that has started up that we can attribute to more competition happening in the industry, and that may have played a role in that. Other than that, I mean, not to toot my own horn, but we've sharpened our engineers' estimates a lot, so that's kind of self-serving plug, but I have a great team behind me, so that's a
And I
good place
think
to
one
start
more
there.
question I had. Is there any other packages that haven't been prepped yet?
There are several that are working towards that package prep stage.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if I may, this mic is on, to add to your question about the costs, so they're still, yes, they're coming under his engineer's estimate, which was using the latest and greatest unit costs that were fully inflated, from what we had experienced at the tail end of last year. So they're coming under the kind of worst case scenario. However, the street saver runs that we use to compile the list for this year, we're still using a slightly lower unit cost because those were generated last January timeframe, whereas these are refreshed right before he's going out to bid. So we're still very carefully watching all the projects and packages we award, because we're not going to have savings to apply to new projects like we did the first few years.
Okay. And so with the overall program, I think conversations we've had with you, we're going to resurvey all the roads here in the near future. Can we get an affirmation on that and the time frame, and when can we have the new ratings?
So we plan on doing the run of all the roads with the van again in this winter time frame. So we would like all the results, I think, right now, and I'm looking to Michelle for confirmation. End of January, I believe, is when we should have the data, so that we can incorporate that when we do the prioritization for the fiscal year 24 program.
Excellent. Other questions?
I'm I'm just going to let Catherine keep answering my questions. It's great.
Hey, it all works. We get the information, and we appreciate it.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you, Jason. Really appreciate it. We're going to move on to the RTA next update. Catherine, Director Skinner, you going first?
I am.
All right.
I think so. Hello, Chair Verber, committee, members of the public. This is our regular update on the status of the RTA Next development. I will start, and then Tom McGovern, who's the chair of this Citizens Advisory Committee, will fill in the blanks that I don't report on. So since our last meeting, which I reported there'd been a real acceleration in activity in developing the RTA Next program, that busyness has continued. There's been a lot of meetings. So the RTA board did meet on August 25th, and they discussed the CAC, so Citizen Advisory Committee's new guiding principles. They did not take action on that, but they did have discussion regarding what those goals are and the framework for RTA Next. The October RTA board meeting, maybe an early November board meeting, they're still working on finalizing a date, but it's going to be a packed agenda for the RTA board. At that meeting, they will be reviewing the budget for the RTA Next plan. They will be giving directions in terms of if there's RTA 1, the current RTA program projects that are going to carry over into RTA Next. They will be talking about the categorical projects, so those are the sub-elements. You know, we've been having a lot of discussions about the roadway element, which are named projects, but the current RTA, and I believe it's envisioned for the future RTA, will have sub-projects, so a bicycle, pedestrian, safety elements, those types of activities. So that discussion should happen as well in October. On to the next committees, the RTA Technical Management Committee. It had a really big and successful workshop in this very room last Thursday, and that was an activity to go through all 108 projects that had been submitted and try to prioritize what the higher priority projects for the region were. So that was a workshop that included representatives from the different transportation departments along with those city managers that make up the TMC committee, and they took that 108 project list with a value of $4.6 billion, and they reduced it to a top 62 projects with a total value of $1.9 billion. And those, of course, are just rough estimates. There's going to be adjustments based on the inflation we just spoke of, as well as during that meeting, some projects expanded in scope, lengthened to a more logical termini than maybe what was submitted originally, some reduced in scope. So there's definitely a lot of refinements that will continue. That's a really important step forward to have that cooperative discussion between the different jurisdictions. The Citizens Advisory Committee has had one meeting that they spent that time talking about the framework, the feedback they'd gotten from the RTA board about that framework, and they talked about different data and tools that can be used to help with their activities in prioritizing this list further. They will be continuing to meet about every other week on Mondays. And they also created a working group. And so it's the Project Evaluation Tool Working Group. This is a subset of CAC members, as well as some representatives from the jurisdictions that attend and can help provide some technical information. So Pima Association of Governments has a lot of online platforms that have been created that have performance measures and different weighting criteria. And so the CAC wants to discover what they can do to help with the prioritization using existing performance metrics, and also discussions about what other best practices are in that area. So that is really my update. There's been lots and lots going on. The TMC will continue to meet monthly for the foreseeable future as we work through all these decision points with the RTA Next development. And with that, I will turn it over to Tom McGovern, who I believe is online, if he'd like to add some additional comments to the progress.